Hi everybody, my name is Chris from Glowcraft Australia, and I'm super excited to bring you my Compendium 2 Kickstarter project. I actually started with a tiny laser cutter in my garage. I was designing tabletop accessories just to bring to my D&D game. We used to play D&D on a particularly small table, and I always thought that the products that were available to me just really didn't fit my needs. So I thought, I'll design my own and see if I can put some interesting mechanics and tricks in them to make them work on a smaller table. My friends really liked my designs and they told me to take them to a few markets, which I did. Now, fast forward a couple of years. To explain the concept of the original dice compendium, essentially it is a dice display of 25 sets of pods. You have the D20 at the front and the rest of the set sitting nicely in the back. I found this to be a really aesthetic way to showcase your dice collection, but there was always more I wanted to do with the design. Now let's get to the main event, the Dice Compendium 2. Now the Dice Compendium 2 actually comes in two variants. The Compendium 2, which is a direct successor to the Compendium 1, and the Compendium 2 Lumia, which adds a whole bunch of electronics, a smart app, and a whole bunch of interactivity. But to quickly explain what we've done with the Compendium 2 upgrade, here is the new dice pod. It's actually over 25% larger than the original Compendium 1. I can put bigger D20s in the front, more dice sets in the back, and you can see here there's a little notch to allow me to position the D20 so the 20 is always facing forward, which I think is awesome. As the Lumia suggests, this thing is going to be able to illuminate. Now, it does so much more than just RGB lighting. You'll be able to set individual colors per pod, and the app will even be able to suggest complementary colors to match your existing dice sets. One thing that was really important to us with the Compendium 2 is for it to feel like magic when you interact with it. So a lot of the functions can actually be accessed without even using the app at all. The system can actually detect when I take a dice pod out. When you move those dice sets around, the colors of the lighting will actually follow those dice to the new location. And the next time I get into the app, it'll actually update those positions so I can see where those dice have now been moved to. I'll also be able to change the brightness and the colors of each pods, again, without having to use the app. It can all be done with the control panel on the back of the Compendium 2. Now, with the release of the Compendium 2 Lumia, there is also going to be the Dice Compendium app. It is a dice management app. You'll be able to manage your entire collection of dice, and that's not just stuff that goes into a compendium. So every single dice set you have, it's going to be free for everybody. And within that app, there'll be a list of popular makers and obviously makers that we've partnered with as well. And you'll be able to add your own makers in. Maybe you're a maker yourself. You can pop yourself into the app as well. You'll be able to put a description into the dice, the colorways, primary, secondary, any feature highlight colors that are relevant. The app will be able to use those colors to generate colorways within the compendium physically as well, which is really, really cool. And you'll be able to organize and associate your dice with different materials and identities if you want to. So you could say gemstone, or you could say fire lord, whatever you want to do. Where the app becomes really cool is with the Compendium 2 Lumia itself. When I'm going through the app and I find a cool set that I want to use today, I can tap that. It'll actually highlight in the compendium where it is, and I'll be able to see that at a glance. What I can also do is I can press bring me a random set, and it's going to go bing, 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 and find me a random set within that compendium as well. Because we know all the colorways of all the dice that you put into your compendium, you can also press generate a dice palette. I want to take 5 sets with me today, and I'd love them to be within a purple colorway, and it will actually find dice that match within that description or complementary colors that would work well with that purple, and highlight all of those within your compendium. The other thing that's actually a bit of fun is you can actually connect multiple compendiums together as well. And when you press a button, it'll actually highlight the number of that compendium so that you can find it and move it around within your physical display so that it matches on your app where it actually matches in physical space as well. We are planning to bring back the Dicentium in a different way that you'll be able to chain 4 Compendium 2 Lumias together. And one of our stretch targets will be an upgraded system where you only need 1 power supply to power all 4 of those compendiums. Another fun thing we've added is the dice jail pod. This was in the original Compendium 1, but we've taken it a little bit further in the Compendium 2 Lumia. The dice jail pod will actually be able to trigger in the app that dice is in jail. It's also going to flash red to indicate that it's been a bad set of dice, so you can punish those dice that haven't been doing very well and let them be a lesson for the rest of the dice that they need to shape up. I want to mention one of the stretch goals that we're really excited about. This stretch goal is called animations, and I really hope we hit it. Because the Compendium actually knows when you physically open a drawer, it will be able to actually display an animation that matches the identity of that dice. Let's say we've said that this dice is a bit of an ice set. When I open the Compendium pod, it's actually going to emanate out an ice animation from the location of that pod. Maybe I could say that it's a fire set. Flames can fly out from the bottom of the Compendium to indicate that you've taken a fire set out, and there's just so many different things we can do. We'll have more and more stretch goals to unlock different types of animations, and we'll obviously open it up to the chats in the community to let us know what they'd like to see next with those sorts of animations. It's super, super exciting. I hope we hit that stretch goal, and there's going to be a few other fun stretch goals to be revealed throughout the Kickstarter as well. Now, the first tier in the Kickstarter is beta access to the app. This helps support development of the app and also means that you're going to get to see the app before anyone else. You'll also be invited into a private Discord where you can provide feedback and help us develop the app. And so you're really going to actually get to play a hand in making this dice management app as cool as it possibly can be. Next tier, we get to the compendiums themselves. What we are going to have is the Compendium 2, which, as I mentioned, is the direct replacement to the original Compendium. That is going to be available in the standard color, and we're bringing back, just for the Kickstarter, the Shadow Compendium as well, which is a dark material, which is really, really beautiful, and we haven't had available for a while. Next, we'll have the Compendium 2 Lumia, which is our flagship product. That is going to also be available in the Shadow material as well. And both types of compendiums will also have the ability for you to add a custom engraving on top, where you can add a message, add your character's logo, whatever you'd like, and we can engrave that on top of the compendium to make it more personal for yourselves. Now, the more compendiums you get, the more of a discount you're going to get, and that also goes for the custom engraving as well. So I'm really excited to announce the last tier of the Kickstarter. We love dice, I think that's pretty clear here at Glowcraft, but we love dice creators, and we love to see indie creators coming up with awesome designs. We've actually partnered with 5 different creators from around the world, and they are going to be providing dice just for this Kickstarter. So there will be a dice makers tier where you'll be able to get the Compendium 2 Lumia and also 5 individual dice sets from 5 different makers. We're super, super excited. This tier is going to go pretty quickly, and I really wanted to again say thank you to all the dice makers that have been involved in this project, and I've already seen some of the designs in the background and they look phenomenal. I really hope you're just as excited as I am about the Compendium 2. We've been working on this for a really long time. This is my magnum opus. It's the most important thing that I've created, and it's probably the thing that I'm most proud of as well. I really hope you see the value in this and you help us bring it to life. Thank you so much, and we'll see you throughout the Kickstarter.